ever wondered how people make money with social media and their brands online? You know what? If I had $1 for every single time I got this question, I swear I probably wouldn't be doing videos like this. Or maybe, I don't know, because I absolutely love them. Welcome to another episode of Just Ask Cher, where we are having the money talk. The talk where people want to know how other people are doing their thing with their personal brand and they're making money online doing it. And half the times it leaves us wondering, scratching our heads like, for real? They make money doing that? Or, wow, I hope they're making money doing what they're doing. So I'd like to welcome all of you guys to the audience and thank you so much for watching. And as usual, making sure you all are there. I'm going to check in just a moment to make sure. But in the meantime, let's see. Oh, yes, we're online. I love it. Okay, so to keep me honest, guys, look at me already remembering about the timer. I haven't pressed it yet, but I remember the timer is necessary. So you know what it's like. 30 minutes faster, fresher, hotter than your favorite pizza, because I am delivering the goods on how to make that money with your personal brand online, because I just get this question all the time. So question for you is, are you loving this idea? Have you ever thought about making money? I want to know. Are you excited about this topic? Let me know. Or just let me know that you're alive. Press that like button, that love button, that questioning guy. Are you curious? I know I'm always curious when I'm analyzing how people are making their money. So that's important. And of course, I want to know, are you team live or are you team replay? It doesn't matter what team you're on. Just know that I am always listening. And let me just double check to make sure you guys are hearing. Yes, you are. See, I'm checking. I know where to look now. That's what's awesome about doing this. Is like my 12th episode. How about a round of applause, everybody? This is my 12th episode. Ooh. And I'm cheating as much as I was just bragging about putting up my timer. Look at it. Look at it, right? It's so funny when you're trying to, like, there. I didn't press play yet. Okay, done. We're counting. Gotta go. Gotta deliver the goods. All right, so what I do want to know, are you guys team live or team replay? Let me know in the comments below. As well, make sure you give me some love so I know that you're watching and that you can hear me. That would be awesome. As well, here's the question for you. Here's what I want to know. Have you ever thought about making money using your personal brand or using social media? Come on. You know, we all have thought about it. HR Girl over on YouTube. Hello. Thank you so much for commenting. So all of you guys watching on Twitter. Hey, Rox, how are you? How are you? Nice to see you. Nice to see that you're hearing me. And these are my folks who are giving me love on YouTube. What about my folks here on LinkedIn? Also on Twitter, you guys, you know, I've got some tweet love for you too. So make sure you let me know. Retweet if you are interested in the idea and you know I'm going to deliver the goods, because that's what I promise to do. So I am in this show promising to let you guys know how to, or how people are making money online, and also giving some advice around that and setting some very clear expectations around making money. So going to take a quick step in. Oh, let's see who's watching on LinkedIn. Katija, hey, Jonathan, Sharon. Yes, all my team livers are in the house right now. Of course, Randall and my favorite Calvin Constant. Hi, guys. Glad you're watching. Charlie, thank you. Yes, of course. You want to make that money, honey. I get it. Betsy's watching Team Live for sure. Let's see. Joe, I haven't seen you in a while, my friend. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for watching. And Sharon's Team Live, Carlos Team Live in Texas. I love it. LaQuanza. And yes, I know we've talked about this. Like, how do people make money? How do people make money with their online brands? And Wendy's absolutely. Pamela's there. Helen's there. Thank you guys for joining in. And of course, if you just joined in, I want to know, have you been curious about how you can make money with your brand using social media? I'm going to break down some of the most popular doable ways as well as give you some tips, ideas, so set those expectations. But before we do that, you know I have some really cool content to share with you, and it's all about the scroll stopper. And if you're not sure what a scroll stopper is, it's anything that made me go, huh? What's that? Why am I looking at this? And what made my thumb stop in the middle of my scroll for me to go and read that content? The reason why that's so important, and you should be paying attention to what stops your thumb, because you have to then analyze the strategy. And I do that every week on Just Us Share Live. So this week, we are going to take a look at what's coming up next. So let's take a look here. I will pull up our most recent scroll stopper. Hold on, let me just switch my screen over here. And we've got Shanae Moray. She is awesome. She's a medical marketing phenomenon and content creator, cancer survivor, speaker. And she published this really cool article where she turned to her LinkedIn network to ask one of the most important questions there is. And here's the question. So let me just pull over the actual article right now because it did really well. So bear with me. So here we've got the actual article. So basically, the question was, and you have to click in, and this is where she did really well. So you have to click in 44 beautiful bits of life advice, right? So this is what it is. And then once you click into the article, you get to see what she asked her network last week. So she did a really cool screenshot, and then she gathered 44 pieces of advice from different people. So Ronell, I know Ronell, he said, I keeps it moving, grandson. So that's the advice that Ronell's grandmother gave to him. So basically, she went down a list, 44 pieces of advice from different people, right? So at the end of the day, look, I'm still scrolling. These are all the advice. And then she asked her audience, what was your favorite advice? What would you add to this list? Comment below. So this did really well. And again, why is this really cool? So let's take a look at that for just a second. So the first thing that we want to talk about is she started with a very powerful and intriguing question. I turned to my LinkedIn audience to ask them one of the most important questions there is. And the question is, ... So clickbait, you have to click it because you want to know, especially if you are a regular seeing Shanae show up in your content feeds. You know she puts some awesome content out there. She's always talking with her audience. So this is a great way of hooking you in, right? So once you're hooked with that powerful, intriguing question, and that's really what got me. That's what made me stop. The graphic was great, but what really made me stop was the question. So remember that. Ask a powerful and intriguing question that makes you have to click more, makes you have to go and engage and find out. Because also, when you look at that action from an algorithm perspective, anytime someone has to take action to see more, to click more, to go in deeper, the algorithm rewards that. And it starts to push it out more because it shows that people are interested in it. So keep that in mind. All right, so the next thing that we have to talk about is what I thought was really cool is she based it off of a previous post. So what she did was she asked her audience a week ago. So this was like a part 2 of the post. And that post from a week ago got a lot of engagement. So let me just find it again. So that post got over 336 pieces of engagement. So that's the likes, the loves, the thinking man, all that stuff, and 401 comments. So she had a ton to choose from. And then going through that, she was able to then select what resonated most with her and what she believed would resonate with her audience, and then she used them. And she provided a screenshot, which is what we call social proof. So it also showcases the value that she brings to her network by the amount of people who responded. So great question out to her audience. And finally, this was a really good thing where it's like anyone in her network could participate in this question because it was a general audience's question. It's what was the most important piece of advice that you've ever received? Right? So when you think about that question, anybody in your network, it doesn't require subject matter expertise or a specific experience. Everybody's been given advice. So you think about that question and you think about how powerful that is. That is something that you can use in your content by polling your audience, gathering the responses, and then making a part two. So, what do you guys think of that? Was that a good idea? Will you be implementing something like that? There's another way that you can also do this. So, you can poll your audiences or you can send out requests to thought leaders. So, if there are people in specific that you want to either answer that question from your post or you just have a list of people that you would love to feature in an article, this is a great way to put yourself amongst those people and at the same time build a relationship because you are highlighting their thoughts, feelings, and expertise. So again, I'm going to jump into the comments right now, see what you guys are thinking. Let me make sure I don't have another point. Oh, yes, built-in engagement. I covered it. So basically, yes, immediately when you're tagging people to let them know you were one of the 44 people that were able to share advice, that already pushes it out into your network. So, all right. So I'm seeing Team Live in Barbados and Florida and Henry. Hey, Troy. Hi. Also, yes, Esther Renee is saying that she is definitely going to implement. It's so awesome and so easy. And this is what I'm talking about, guys. So when you notice something that stops that thumb, let me know. See something, say something. All you need to do is tag me in the comments of something. Just say at Cher Jones. And then, so just find me, it'll come up really easy. And then afterwards, make sure that you put it hashtag scroll stopper. I'll know exactly what you're talking about because I'm always looking for awesome scroll stopping content for me to break down for you guys so you know what's up, so you know how you can leverage it. So hope that was helpful. Jillian's Team Live. Julie says it's a good idea. I hope so, Julie. Maybe if you do one, right? Ask me a question. I'll answer for you. Okay, and Sean, yes, repurposing content in a great way to extend engagement. Yes, because you guys know I am all about the remix of the content. It's all about extending the life of the content that you take time to create. So, and again, with that built-in engagement factor, that is dope. So guys, let me know right now, thumbs up if you like this idea. And if you like scroll stopping in general, it's like thumbs up, right? Okay, good. Let me know. All right. And then let's see, what else is there? All right. Well, I'm going to be moving on to, I'm doing well for time, 19 minutes in, and I'm about to get to the meat of this broadcast right now. It's all about how to make that money, honey. And this is what I swear, guys, everywhere I go, I get some person, I was supposed to say some random, that's kind of rude. Some person ask me, how do people make money with social media? How do people, I see all these people creating content and doing stuff. How do they make money? Is it worth it? Is it worth my time? So a lot of people, well, first of all, and this is what I'm going to do for you today, along with give you some advice on what you can use. And of course, I have some apps and tap that app that you can use to help you make money because, I am all about empowering my peeps who come out and watch regularly. So I love it. All right, so let me just see one more time. I just realized I have a scroll stopper personally. Okay, Troy, send me that scroll stopper. And Henry, thank you very much. My friends, am a scroll stopper, damn it. I will claim that as my own, whether you want to give me the title or not. I am scroll stopping. All right, on to the next. Let's stop the foolishness and get on to the next. So how do you make that money? Because that's why you're watching, right? You want to find out how to make that money or how are people doing it. So first what I'm going to do is break down the different ways that you can explore making money. And always with the caveat, if you are a corporate warrior, you always have to make sure that it doesn't go against any social media policies or guidelines that your companies have in place. But I know these days there's more companies excited about entrepreneurial minded employees because they're now they recognize that as a skill, as a transferable skill in business. And as long as you respect the equipment, meaning no selling at work, or with your work technology and all that kind of stuff, and making sure you're working when you're working, and when you're not, you can do your thing. That's important too. So, as I jump into this now, here are some of this. And yes, Julie, you are correct. Sharing is definitely caring, and that's what I'm all about today. And you all know you can just ask Cher. Hey, Tim, and good point. Thank you. Thank you, Joe. Thank you. I'm here about the good points. So let me jump into my first one. All right. So that first one is what most people ask me when it comes to YouTube. So you've got these people who are making money through what they call AdSense. And AdSense is when those pre-roll, so those videos that roll up, those 5 seconds, it's like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, skip ad. Well, if you watch that YouTuber, based off of their subscriber base and view numbers, are getting a tiny, tiny little bit of that money going towards the ads. You hear huge stories where huge YouTubers, we're talking like, you know, tens of millions of followers, they're making a lot of money. And there are quite a few accounts. Believe it or not, my son had a YouTube channel and he made a whopping $149 creating Pokemon fan fiction videos with no sound, just words at the bottom, or just music and words. Yeah, he made $149. So I'm saying it's possible, but that took a lot of time, effort, and energy. Also, so they have other options where it's like sponsored content. So you could get someone to sponsor your content. So you've got AdSense, which is a tool that is done on YouTube. It's also done on blogs. So you'll see those ads in between blogs. You'll see a lot of those like kind of spammy blogs where they're so slow to scroll because they've got ads all over the place. They often don't make a lot of money, and that's not how I would build my personal business model if I were looking to get advertisers on my content that way through those channels. Some of them work well, but again, it really is highly dependent on traffic. Okay, so sponsorship, yeah, that is another idea that you can float with. So that's something where people are either paying you to use something, and that goes into the influencer marketing, or they're sponsoring your entire show. So it could be this show, Just Ask Cher, is sponsored by Streamlabs OBS. Unfortunately, Streamlabs OBS is free. It's what I use to broadcast. But if they were making money, maybe they'd want to sponsor my show. Anyways, next up, consulting and speaking. That's what I think that my audience, and let me know if you guys are wrong, if I'm wrong here, if you've been thinking about how you can grow your brand so you can get consulting work or coaching, which is the same thing as just consulting one-on-one as opposed to an organization, and also speaking. So that is all that thought leadership that gets boiled up into you literally using your voice and your knowledge to affect change within people or organizations, as well as products as well, whatever you're doing. As far that is what I would say one of the easiest ways, easy, right? Easy ways to get money is by building a brand and a reputation around you, what your expertise is, and getting work through it. There are a lot of steps and processes that you have to build into place in order for you to get those opportunities, but it starts with a solid brand where people trust that you know what you're talking about. All right, so how else are people making money? Again, it's kind of like the sister money to the courses, to the speaking and consulting, is courses and books. So whether you're using something like Teachable or Thinkific, if you guys have never heard of them, those are great websites where people are literally creating courses. They pay a monthly fee, and then they go out and they sell those services. So for me, for example, not sure if I'm going to do it, but I've been getting a lot of requests around creating a course around live streaming, and specifically LinkedIn live streaming. So I may do that where it's like, okay, I'll send you guys to a course, and maybe those of you who want coaching can work with me as a coach. So who knows? Also, books. A lot of people are writing their books, and these days with social media, if you want to be published by a publisher, you need to have a significantly engaged following. They are definitely, the major publishers are looking for big mega numbers, but the smaller publishers are looking for good size numbers. So what does that mean? Like, let's say under anywhere between like maybe 5 and 10,000 people. That's like a good size kind of micro influencer, but your numbers are engaged. So never buy followers in order to boost your brand. But a lot, because those followers you bought are never going to buy because they're not real. All right. Gary says, I've been trying to focus more on my brand, sometimes repurposing presentations on LinkedIn video that I've done for work. That is awesome because, Gary, what that does for you is it showcases your thought leadership and expertise, whereas there might be other companies that are outside of what would be considered competitive to the company that you work for, and they would allow you then, and then you could consult for them where it's just not in a competitive space. So for those of you who are looking to consult, make sure you're not stepping on your company's toes, right? Look at how you can repurpose what you know, your expertise, into something else. Also, what you can do, what I've seen a lot of people do, is they are creating their courses as well. The next thing, affiliate marketing. So this is totally different outside of the thought leadership space. And Gary, I'm going to get back to you with another idea as well. But the affiliate marketing opportunity is where, let's say, for example, there's a particular product that you love and you want to educate people on and maybe drive them towards buying that product. You can then become an affiliate marketer for that organization. A lot of people are doing it where they get a special code. You can do that for a course. So let's say, for example, it was a course you took. I've seen people, what they've done is they've taken a course and then they become affiliates for that course. So then they're selling it out to their lists, their networks. And what we're seeing here with all of these things, they all require you to build an audience. So affiliate marketing could be courses. It could be a product, especially in the digital software space. There's a lot of that. Even coming down to things like Shoreby, which is my link shortener that I use. They have an affiliate marketing program. So like if anybody clicks on your link, they will then compensate you in some way. AppSumo, I use that website a lot. And if I share out one of their links, I'll get like 10 bucks in an account. So the next time I pay, I'll get, 10 bucks off or whatever if someone buys. So there's stuff like that. But then there's, if you go into like JV Zoo, so it's called joint venture JV Zoo, you can find products that you want to push. There's a lot of digital products out there that you have to find and decide to build a following and put your name behind. So that's how people are making money with affiliate marketing. Merchandise, and wait to tap that app. So you definitely want to stay tuned for that because I'm going to show you one site that you can actually create merchandise and not even have anything in your house. And I think that's super cool. So a lot of people now, you'll see it on YouTube where they're selling t-shirts. They're selling based off of their personal brand. So things that they say, things that they talk about. They have created t-shirts, mugs, backpacks, hats, everything. And because they've built a following through their thought leadership, people are diehards. Like, I mean, a big example, and this is before he was who he is now. Gary Vee's been selling merch for years. He's been talking about one of the sites that I'm going to share with you for years. And it's another way, another stream of income through your thought leadership. If there's something where it's like your vibe attracts your tribe, and there's things that you say that, I don't have any yet. Maybe one day, some Cher isms that people are like, oh, I'd wear a t-shirt with that because that's pretty cool. Maybe tap that app. Anyways, I could make a t-shirt about that. Anyways, and people may buy that. So that's another way. So there's the merchandise. Also, people are making, their own products and selling it through Etsy, where it's like actually handcrafted. But my audience, you guys are mostly service-based providers, so we'll slay in this lane right now. So also, gated content and donations. So if you have a podcast, if you have a blog where you want to gate that blog, or and gated means that people have to either pay to access that. So you're seeing a lot of the journalism sites, so official journalism, so like New York Times, Toronto Star, they're all starting to gate their content, saying after 3 views, that's it, you're cut off until next month, that sort of thing. Or that people are paying, even on Medium, you can gate your content as well. Donation buttons, where I've done it several times. In fact, Andy Stokes, he is always creating great content, and I sent him a coffee once because I thought the work that he was doing was just so amazing. Um, let's see. Christina says, "This is awesome. This helps me know that she's on the right track. All of these are underway. I love it. Are part of the plan, and they are becoming part of the plan. I love it." Christina, because that's it, right? It's all about being smart with your brand. Okay. And Doug's saying this is a solid topic of interest, which is great. And then finally, I have one more piece of content. I'm going to have to move my clock for this one. Working with brands. So this is the whole influencer co-creating content with, where they are literally, unlike the sponsored side where they're just sponsoring the show. The show is brought to you by and whatever. Working with brands is like you're definitely co-creating content with them so that your brand is intact while their brand is also featured in a way that they want to be featured. The interesting thing about working with brands is you have to make sure that you are selecting brands that align with your personal brand. Don't pimp yourself out. It's never worth it because you will never last if you do. It's all about that trust and belief in what you are putting out there in your product. So these are ways that you can make money online with your brand and with social media in general. Like, people are always asking me this question. And thank you, Troy. Troy says this is great info. But wait, there's more. And because these my 2 Tap That apps, they're pretty solid. So seeing as I have 5 minutes, I want to be able to take some questions. I'm going to jump into that. But these are your options. These are the options at who I think my audience is. These are the ones that you guys can take advantage of. And it's all about those multiple streams of income. And there are ways that you can do it successfully, and start studying that. And of course, you have any questions, it's all about building trust in your brand, building the audience who wants the information or the content that you are selling, or the merchandise, through building a tribe of people who absolutely love what you do. Another thing, I'm going to add this in for next week because I have another great publishing platform. Talk about that next week. Remind me. All right. So let me jump in to my Tap That app. But before I do that, let me know with some like button, love, thinking, whatever you're feeling right now. I want to know what you are feeling. So let me know based off of this information, will you be leveraging it? Let me know. Just tap that button for me, and it will be great to see what y'all are thinking. All right, so coming up next, we are going into Tap That app because I promised you some goodies for today. All right, so let's do that. Let me adjust my clock because that's my little OCD there. All right, so this one is pretty awesome. It is, if you've never heard of it before, if you haven't been in the YouTube world, it's called Patreon. All right. And basically what it does, patreon.com, it can help you gate your content. So remember what I was talking about before, how important it is to, if you're going to leverage a content strategy, this account, so patreon.com, this will help you set it up so that you can gate your podcast, you can gate your YouTube videos, you can create almost like a membership site around it. It's still kind of separate from a membership site, but totally is, where people can either donate to you if you have a Patreon account. You can put special content aside for your Patreon members. So what a lot of people will do, if you're creating live broadcasts like this, and you're like, you know what? I'm going to lock that. You can watch it live for free, but I'm going to lock the replays into a vault where only my members who give me $5 a month, or whatever your $25, $100 a month, whatever you valued your content at, can access it. And then sometimes what people do is they do special nights where they have it strictly for like lives only for their Patreon members. It allows you to do all that. So that is my first, and I could not decide between one or the other. So I actually have two Tap That apps, two P's. So here's the next one. My next one is called, let me move you all over, Teespring. And Teespring used to just make t-shirts. This is where you can do some print on demand. And basically what you're doing, if you go to teespring.com, you can create t-shirts, backpacks, toys, mugs, anything, and you don't even have to have the inventory in your house. So say for example, it's all print on demand. So say for example, you want to do a contest and people to build your brand and your following so people are eventually buying your merchandise, you can create merchandise where it's exclusive, where you give it away using your logo or whatever, or your isms, whatever they are, and get them printed. And you can do that all on teespring.com. And I see a lot of people doing that to promote their YouTube channels, to promote what they're talking about. So it's just another way to think. And like, you know, eventually when you get to the point where, you know, you might have to work with a promotional product specialist who can order it in way, like in bulk numbers. But in the meantime, this is a great way to start. Get that promo merchandise out there. See what people are going to buy. Okay. And Dion said, I had a feeling Teespring was one of them. Dion, my friend, you are correct. Hey, Fabiana, how are you? Dope information on here. Thank you so much. Patreon. Yes, that's correct, Joseph. It is Patreon. And Christina says Patreon is awesome, but I've always worried about the level of effort involved. And that's really what I wanted to tell you guys is no matter what you're thinking, as far as going through the process, whether you want to become a consultant, you're writing your book, you want to get your show sponsored, there is a lot of effort required to build that audience, to create something that people can really appreciate. And you got to create as if people are paying you long before they start paying you. So people have to feel good for giving their time, energy, and effort to consume what you're creating that builds your credibility, your likability, your trust in the fact that you can do the work that you say you can do. And of course, it matters that you're building your network. So in addition to creating that content, it is all about building that community around you, which requires a lot of engagement. So for those people who think that making money with social media is easy, it's not, but it is doable. And it starts with building that powerful profile that people know. Oh, it's so rude. My time is up, but let me take a few more seconds. Building that powerful profile that people know, like, and trust you with. Building the taking the time to build the relationships and the network of people who are actually going to care about the product that you put out there. It is so focused and so, at the end of the day, efficient that either way, even if you get a couple of consulting gigs a year or a couple of speaking gigs a year, depending on what it is you want, you can temper your level of effort and keep it moving forward. So for me, as a B2B social media trainer, one of the things that I do to create content is to build the trust in my audience so that they know at work when they're thinking, hey, we need somebody to work with our sales team, or we need somebody to work with our thought leaders or our leadership to build their brands and teach them how to be social for business and build their influence corporately. People will be in that room saying, hey, I know somebody and I trust her because I've seen her teach. I've seen her share what she knows and she seems to know her stuff. Hey, I'm talking about me, right? But that's what you want. Or people who are looking for a coach on helping them with their personal brand. After consuming my content for a while, they're like, yeah, I think you can help. Or you might be like, nah, she's not for me. I don't like her. She's too bubbly. But either way, to each his own. But this is why you create that content so that you can create opportunities for yourself and you can make money with your brand. And don't forget, it's not just the transactional money, it's the opportunities that you can create within an organization as well, probably doing the exact same things, but just on a slightly different, with a slightly different focus. But guys, I'd like to thank you so much for watching the show as usual. Coming up next, I'm going to talk to you guys about how you can be more intentional with your time online, because that's the one thing people do. They feel like they're wasting time online. So if you are excited about that, let me know. Just tap that like button because I really want to know that that's a good topic for you guys. And Christina says this has been so motivational. Maureen says I rock. Thank you. Oh no, she's not even talking about me. She's talking about Cheryl. That's okay. My full name is Cheryl Lynn. So I'm gonna take that like it was mine. Sorry, Cheryl. I don't mean to take your shine, but why not? Too bubbly. I love it. Okay, and always great content from Tim. Thank you so much. Yes, it is engagement, engagement, engagement from Christopher. I agree. And there's nothing wrong. That's right, Joseph. There's nothing wrong with being a little bubbly. Damn it. I'll own my bubbly to the grave. Okay, guys. But as I said, next week we're talking all about being intentional with your time online. I'm going to give you strategies, things that I'm working with my coaching clients to make sure that they are not wasting their time when they get online. So that's what I'll be sharing next week. And of course, guys, you know, sharing is caring. Did you know that? Because it's really important that if you stuck around to the end, you watch this whole episode, now is the time that you can do me a favor. If you could share this with your audience, that would be incredible. All you have to do is hit that share button. The sharing is caring. And people want to just share, right? So I appreciate you sharing me with your network, telling your friends about me and my broadcasts, because all I want to do is make sure that you guys crush it and build your personal brands online to get what you want, because it works. So one thing I want to say so much is thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you. And you know I will see you next week. And of course, there are more resources and the recordings to all of my episodes of Just Share. You can find them on YouTube as well. So make sure you subscribe over there. And if we are not connected yet, it's Cher Jones pretty much everywhere. So make sure that you are following me and I follow back. And come join me on Instagram, because that's where you get the behind the scenes of Just Share life. And I look forward to seeing you all next week. Thanks so much for watching. And until the next episode, goodbye.